Hello, my name is Robin Phillips, and this is a presentation and brief reflection on my research project for EDS 709. Here is a quote from an article by Kraft and Doherty that significantly influenced my project. Kraft and Doherty also found that communicating with parents allowed teachers to provide specific advice about ways in which parents could support the academic achievement of their child. I found an abundance of literature that supported parental involvement and reviewed many articles and papers. The topic of parental involvement is very broad, so I detailed some major findings in chronological order and reviewed more contemporary works to search for a gap in the literature. The literature review led to the central question: what were teachers' perspectives on modes of reaching and communicating with parents? These sub-questions address the central question. Most of the literature was written from perspectives of people other than the teachers, so a gap was realized in giving teachers a voice on the matter. This study's purpose was to explore teachers' perspectives on effective methods for contacting parents. The framework of this study was based on observing and learning from teachers who had been communicating with parents on a regular basis. Teachers in the school where the study was conducted are required to communicate with parents and document their communication on a communication log each grading period. A qualitative methodology was utilized to look for new ideas to emerge relating to teacher-parent communication. Data was collected through semi-structured interviews with questions asking participating teachers about their experiences contacting parents. A rich description of the interviews and observations illuminated helpful methods teachers used to create communication with parents. 5 teachers were selected from a rural high school in the southeastern United States to participate in this case study, which included 4 female teachers and 1 male teacher. Each participant had worked in the school culture for 10 to 20 plus years. Therefore, an ethnographic methodology was applied as it appeared to be an ideal fit. A detailed description of the qualitative data was presented in a narrative form to give the reader a sense of being present so they could develop their own opinions. I do not imply that the results should be applied in every situation, but this study will benefit the broader educational community by identifying effective techniques teachers used in the case to facilitate parental involvement. Interviews provided the majority of the data and were presented at length to give the reader a good understanding of each teacher's perspectives. Although the interviews only lasted 10 to 25 minutes, the transcription process was quite time-consuming. Transcripts of the interviews are included, except when the information compromised the identity of the participant. Teacher communication logs and field notes provided triangulation. 4 key themes emerged from the study. The first theme was each situation was handled independently based on the nature of the communication. In other words, there was no one-method-fits-all approach that was observed for communicating with parents. Here you can see 12 modes of communication that were reported. 3 out of 5 teachers liked the speed and convenience of email. However, all 5 teachers preferred a phone call if the matter was serious. One of the participants said, I will call because I want to hear that the parent heard what I said so they know that it's a serious situation. During the course of this case study, 4 out of 5 teacher participants documented calling a parent of each student with a failing grade. The other teacher did not report grades on their communication log. Teachers mentioned several challenges to communicating with parents. One challenge to calling parents was teacher hesitancy because, as one teacher said, sometimes it opens up a can of worms. Another teacher said, sometimes I would procrastinate to call because it turns into a long conversation about their grandmother or something else, and it's hard to have a lot of time for that. End of quote. Another theme was teacher confidence. Each teacher felt like they were effective at contacting parents. The third theme was teacher persistence. Each teacher described behaviors that indicated they did not give up easily when faced with a challenge. The teacher participants looked for alternative ways to contact parents when necessary. Theme 4 was teachers cared for their students. All of the teachers in the study seemed to genuinely care for their students. For example, one of the teachers told about a student telling her, "My parents don't care what I make." And the teacher responded, "I do care." End of quote. Reflecting on this project, it is important to note that I do not imply that these findings are suitable for every situation. However, there are relevant implications from this study. The literature review established that parental involvement is important. A second and highly significant implication is that teachers have a responsibility and role to play in communicating with parents. And third, hopefully this project will prompt ideas within teachers to give them methods to use to create communication with parents. I attained growth in various areas while working on this project. Hopefully my writing improved throughout the course of this study. I have especially learned a lot about research writing as well as various styles of research, particularly case study and ethnography. In conclusion, the literature review I conducted provided strong support for parental involvement, but it also showed the importance of the teacher's role in facilitating parental involvement. Furthermore, the themes that emerged for me served to illuminate some great principles regarding these 5 teachers in the case study and their perspectives on communicating with parents. The teachers treated each situation independently. They were confident in their ability to communicate with parents. They were persistent in reaching parents and were not easily deterred by internal or external obstacles, and they cared for their students. These are great reminders and lessons for me as a teacher and future administrator. Their stories reminded me that there are some truly amazing teachers out there. This case study was limited to just 5 teachers. Further research could include numerous high school teachers with quantitative data. And likewise, the study was limited to 1 school. Expanding this study to include a broad range of teachers from other schools is recommended. I hope this study prompts teachers to look for ways to facilitate parental involvement and parental communication. And this concludes the presentation. Here are the sources I used in my paper.